Welcome to Joe Miller Ballpark here in Lake Charles, Louisiana. It is the start of the Southland Conference Baseball Tournament, and the opening round starts here on Wednesday morning between the Northwestern State Demons and the UIW Cardinals. The Demons 27-25 on the year, sitting at the number 5 seed. Coming into the tournament, UIW 28-24 on the year in that number 2 slot, going 14-10 in conference play. The Demons going 13-11 in Southland Conference play. It's a beautiful day and a new season, theoretically, as postseason ball starts here in Lake Charles. The winner of this conference tournament will get an automatic bid AA tournament, and this is usually a one-bid league, so it's a must-win. RPIs are not high enough for any teams to really get in as an at-large, but only 2 teams have ever done it, and it was Sam Houston and Southeastern Louisiana. This year it's looking like a one-bid league once again, but it's really anyone's game here in Lake Charles. I mean, there's only a 3-game difference between first place Nichols, 15-9 in conference place, and 12-12 the 6th seed McNeese, who won yesterday in the play-in game, a single elimination game between Texas A&M Corpus Christi. The Cowboys, the host of the tournament, won 4-0 last night on the arm of Grant Rogers, going a complete game shutout for McNeese. And looking at this game, we got to catch up with Ray Mendoza, one of the big bright spots on this team, one of many new players on this team. 25 new faces, 20 of them coming via a transfer, whether that be a junior college transfer or a D1 transfer. Ray Mendoza tells us his story in this pregame interview. I got to sit down with the grad from Eagle Pass, Texas. Ahead of the opening round of the Southland Conference Championships, it's going to be UIW versus Northwestern State, and with me to kick off our pregame is the RBI leader in the Southland Conference and second on the team in home runs, Ray Mendoza. Congratulations on a great season, finishing second in the conference as a team and picking up some pre-season or postseason honors, being a first team all SLC as well as a newcomer of the year. But got to start first off and see how you got to UIW. You spent your first 3 years at Houston, COVID medical redshirt, and then limited playing time. This is your first year at Incarnate Word. What was it that made you transfer to San Antonio and playing in the red and black for the Cardinals?
Well, I mean, I've always known Coach Schatzberger. He was a hitting coach at U of H whenever I was getting recruited out of high school, and leaving U of H, it was easy going somewhere where I knew the head coach, and I've already had a relationship with them, so it's just an easy decision for me. And I also have a lot of family in San Antonio, and it also makes it a really, really big part of the reason why I decided to go to Incarnate Word. So yeah, it's just it was really easy making the transition from Houston to San Antonio, because I was able to have a lot of support, and I knew a lot of people that were already in San Antonio. So
You talk about that. You're from Eagle Pass originally, and you're a UIW legacy. Your parents both played collegiate sports at Incarnate. Played volleyball. Dad played baseball. The highest draft. So is there any kind of that you feel to kind of follow in their footsteps and to UIW to do that Mendoza legacy?
Oh, I mean, I don't really feel any pressure that my parents both went to. I think it makes it easier for me just because I've been through it. They've gone that I haven't, and they have already a lot of. So having them athletes in college to me, because whenever I'm feeling like anything, any struggles, any obstacles, whatever, they're really, because they've already gone through it to tell me, so it helps a lot.
About pressure, you have been a part of this team that some of their has been what y'all have been able to do under pressure. You've given the name, the cardiac cards, being a team that has had 6 walk-offs on the year, comeback victories in 11 games this year. What is it about this team to where y'all have been so good with your backs against the wall, and no matter what the score is, y'all seem to never be out of the fight?
I mean, the whole team is just resilient, man. I mean, from 1 through 9, the pitching staff, even the guys that aren't playing that day, I mean, everybody just wants to win. Everybody just has that same end goal to compete no matter what the circumstances are, and it's really good playing with the group of guys that are just as tough as we are. I mean, it's makes it easier for not only like the people ahead of them, but like in the lineup and stuff like that. But it's just it's a really good feeling knowing that no matter what, we're gonna play hard. That's just one of our identities.
Oh, and y'all have been gaming it. A lot of to do with your individual. Obviously, we mentioned first team as well as new to yours here.
Just been like trying to do the same thing, not changing anything. The same routine when I'm hitting, stuff like that. I mean, I've just been trying to be as consistent as I possibly can. Been pretty this season, so it's a blessing.
And now look, game y'all take on Northwest. You lost the series. To look at it, game 1, y'all did beat the Demons in Natchitoches. You went 2 for 4, scored a run, and had 2 RBIs. Win versus Northwestern State. This team, what's a must that this team has to do to ensure an opening win this weekend?
Just play with no fear. It's been one of our things that we talked about a lot as a team. Just playing our game and not trying to do too much, whether it's on the mound or in the box. I mean, we're just trying to win every pitch and win every inning, and at the end of the day, we're going to play hard no matter what, and whatever the result is, it's just what it is. So,
well, Ray, good luck today, and we look forward to hopefully seeing a long stay here in Lake Charles.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That was our interview with Ray Mendoza. Had been primarily the DH most of the year, now playing left field, and is going to get the start in left field. But before we take a look at the starting lineups for both teams, as we have already had the umpire meetings between both head coaches, Bobby Babiar and Ryan Schatzberger. We got to sit down and talk with Ryan Schatzberger here pregame at the ball field just a couple hours before first pitch. So here is our interview with the head skipper for the Cardinals. With head coach Ryan Schatzberger. Coach, congratulations on a great regular season. Finished second place, best conference finishing in program history at the D1 level. But now it's a new season. How cool and rewarding is it being the 2 seed, setting up a chance to possibly go to an NCAA regional?
Yeah, it all comes down to this weekend. We knew that going into the season. Proud of the guys for how they played all regular season. But I told them after the game on Corpus, I said, we're 0-0. It's a new season, so got to find a way to win the game today. That's the only game that matters, the game today.
And the game today is a little bit of an earlier game. When we talked coming into the game, you actually like having this 11 a.m. start. So what kind of adjustment is it for the guys? Is it kind of going back to their just club ball where you're playing tournaments and early games? So what's the kind of adjustment from afternoon to night games to a early morning game?
No, once school was out, we adjusted our practices to 11. The reason I like the morning game is it's going to start on time. You don't have to worry about lights, especially in the South, especially on kind of Lake Charles and, even the Houston, Beaumont, Louisiana, you always run the risk of rain later in the day. So we know this game's starting at 11 o'clock. We know we're not going to have to worry about lights, so that's always a plus.
And how different is it also being a tournament format versus a series format? Obviously, a series format, you play 3 games, winner of the 2 wins the series, but now it's kind of it's a winner take all, game 1 to go stay in the winner's bracket, because it is a double elimination format. So what's kind of the differences for you as a manager trying to get through the weekend and possibly get into that championship game again?
There's really no difference. We play every game to win the game we're playing that day. Tomorrow's not promised to you, so you got to show up and get it done today. We talked all year, don't rely on somebody else to get something done for you. You're always going to be let down. So these guys are ready to go. It's been win one pitch at a time, win the game we're playing that day. So we're pretty good set up for a conference championship that way, and that we've always tried to win the game that day.
And one of the big-time players for you this year has been the newcomer of the year, Ray Mendoza, one of many players on this team that got all Southland honors. What has made Ray so special to this team coming in and having an immediate impact for the Cardinals?
Yeah, Ray's a talented player, and he was a good player when he was at University of Houston. He got more opportunity here and got to go play, and that's not a knock on anything they did at Houston, but he was able to come in. He's a veteran guy. He knows what it takes to win because he was at University of Houston, which is a really good program. But he comes in here, and he has a standard to himself, and he knows he can be a really good player, and he showed up and he was, and that's part of what makes him successful is he's been in the situations, played in a really good high school program at Eagle Pass, goes to University of Houston, has success, was in a good summer team with Lone Star, and he's been in the situations. Now he just gets to go play, and I think part of it is he knows he's playing. That's a big deal that you're playing. You can become consistent with your preparation and how you get after it every day.
And now finally moving towards into this game. You only lost 2 series all year. One of them was to Northwestern State, but you took game 1 versus the Demons. You possibly, not sure just yet if you get Cal Carver again on the mound for the Demons. What does your team need to do against the Demons to make sure you win here game 1 and start the weekend on the right note?
Win one pitch at a time. No, they're a good team, and you don't really take a whole lot from the series because we're playing at a different spot, playing a different time of the day. It's a different season. The guys probably thrown, 30, 40 innings since we played, and so is Cassidy, But he's a veteran guy, two lefties on the mound today. Both of them are veteran. Bobby does a really good job with that program. It's just who's going to win more pitches, who's going to get the timely hit and make the timely pitch. And no matter what you're playing or who you're playing or where you're playing or when you're playing, that's what it comes down to, timely hitting and timely pitching.
Coach, thank you for your time today, and good luck here in game 1.
Appreciate it.
That was our pregame interview with the head skipper, Ryan Schatzberger, talking about the matchup between Northwestern State and the UIW Cardinals, and they are on the field. They have taken the field here at Joe Miller Ballpark, so we are just about set to be underway on the bump. As Coach Schatz had mentioned, Caden Cassidy, the senior And the lefty for UIW will get the start. His 14th of the season of 15 appearances. Has pitched 66 and a third innings pitched. Has given up 47 runs. Only 37 of those earned. 61 hits and 38 walks to his 63 strikeouts. Batters hitting .242 against him. And he has a 5.02 ERA coming off a good game against Texas A&M Corpus Christi, able to pick up the win, going 7 innings and only giving up 2 runs. So it is 11 o'clock. Hope you have your breakfast, your coffee, and you're ready for some baseball here on YouTube. The radio-only broadcast will open up the Southland Conference portion. The single elimination play-in game was last night at 6 p.m. So a day where there will be 3 games. First one being between the Cardinals and the Demons. A 2:30 p.m. start time between Lamar and New Orleans. And in the nightcap, Nichols will take on McNeese, beating Texas A&M Corpus Christi, the Islanders, 4-0. So the umpire's just waiting on the TV broadcast right now. And then we will be underway. That gives us time to look at the Northwestern State lineup. Jeffrey Elkins will lead it off for the Demons, followed by Gabe Colione, Michael Del Talo, Dante Stewart in the cleanup spot. Jake Hayes bats 5th. And the first pitch is fouled into the netting. So a good start for Caden Cassidy, pumping in a first pitch strike for a foul ball. Elkins, a .296 hitter. Senior hitting from the right side. Left fielder fouls off the first 2. Cassidy comes set. Out of the windup. That one just misses outside. So a 1-2 count now. Northwestern State took the series versus UIW, but the Cardinals did win game 1 between the meeting between Cassidy and Carver. And the 1-2 chopper trying to make the play was Alec Carr, is going to get knocked for an error. A slow chopper had to charge to try and get a speedy Elkins. Instead, a free pass on the error. So that brings up the lefty Gabe Colione from the left fielder to the right fielder for the Demons. First pitch in for a called strike. Left on left matchup. The junior hitting .267 on the year. Cassidy looks at Elkins there at first. Comes home, big swing and a miss. And quickly up 0-2 is Cassidy once again. Didn't really run into a whole lot of trouble last Thursday when he pitched against the Islanders. Another strike there, and it's 3 straight against Colione. And first out of the game is on the Cassidy strikeout. So 1 out now for the 3-hole hitter, Michael Del Talo. Fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. 3-pitch mix for Cassidy. Fastball, changeup, slider. Very comfortable with all 3. High 80s to low 90s with that fastball. That one just misses low. So a 1-1 count to Del Talo. Freshman hitting .389, has played in all 52 and started all 52 for the Demons. Changeup misses inside. First time he's come inside. So a 2-1 count now. Elkins still at first, 1 out here in the top of the first. Cassidy delivers home. That one's poked down the right field line and slices foul. So just a long strike makes it a 2-2 count. As Daltalo looked like he had extra bases, but that line drive down the right field line just kept slicing foul. So a 2-2 count. Cassidy delivers home. Changeup, that one's poked away. Good pitch there on the outside corner. 330 down the lines and 400 splitting the batter's eye on both sides of it. Long pause. Elkins is on the move. This one's poked out into right center field. Laster is tracking at it and makes the grab in right center field. So 2 outs now. Laster covered quite a bit of ground there in right center field. He is well beyond the McNeese Cowboy logo there in center field. Able to range all the way into that right center gap, calling off Wilson Earhart for out number 2. So that brings up the cleanup hitter, Dante Stewart. First pitch way outside. Sliding outside was Hernan Yanez. Defensively for the Cardinals, the same defense as the last series versus the Islanders. Behind the plate, Hernan Yanez working the battery with Cassidy. As the second pitch is downstairs, so a 2-0 count to Stewart. Carr's at third. Randall's at short. De Leon at second. At first is Croat. In right, Earhart. In center, Laster. And in left field, Ray Mendoza. 2 outs. Runner on first. 2-0. And that one's lifted into left field, back at the track, and just shy of the track and wall is Ray Mendoza to make out number 3. So the leadoff man gets on, and Cassidy leaves him stranded. Scoreless going into the bottom of the first, where the Cardinals will get their first crack at the Demons. You are listening to Cardinal Baseball on YouTube. Bottom of the first, no score after the leadoff man got on due to an error. And for the second time this year, the Cardinals will be facing Cal Carver in the 4th game against the Northwestern State Demons. Northwestern State took 2 of 3 in Natchitoches. Now a neutral game here at McNeese, still a little bit closer to home for the Demons, being just a few hours away in the same state. But on the mound is another lefty, Cal Carver from San Antonio, Texas. Went to Reagan High School, part of a state runner-up team with the Rattlers. Transfer from Wichita State to Northwestern State, is getting another start for the Demons, which gives him a tie for the program record in most games started, getting his 15th of the year. Has a 6-3 record, has pitched 79 2/3 innings, has given up 46 runs, only 41 of them earned on 70 hits, 24 walks, 77 strikeouts, a 2.28 a 2.28 average for opposing batters, and has a ERA of 4.63. Cardinals hit well against Cal Carver in the first matchup. Both pitchers went 6 innings in that Friday night game, and he will face Grant Randall to start his game and a Southland Conference here in 2023. First pitch is outside to Randall, junior, playing shortstop, batting .277 for UIW. That one's lifted out of play over the right field bleachers. So a 1-1 count now from the Norman, Oklahoma native. He's been a utility player for head coach Ryan Schatzberger. Played everywhere, just about everywhere in the infields. Played third, played a little bit of short. It's where he's primarily played. Down the stretch, has played a little bit of second and one game in center. 2-1 downstairs. It goes to 3-1. Hernan Yanez on deck. Carver does not walk many batters, only 24 on the year. 3-1. Fastball on the outside corner for strike two. So the count runs full for Randall. Leading it off for Incarnate Word. And the windup, the payoff pitch. That one's lined down the right field line. That will get down for a base hit. And trying to round for second. And sliding safely is Randall. Not 100% with his leg. He had a similar hit against Texas A&M Corpus Christi where he could have gone for three. Instead, stopped at second. You can still see a little bit gimpy on that leg. But either way you mark it down, it's a leadoff double and a good start for the Cardinals. So that brings up Hernan Yanez to the plate. Thought about going after it, leaves it upstairs. So a 1-0 count now to the switch hitting catcher. Senior's batting .312 on the year. He's only missed one game, starting and playing in all 51 other games. That one's on the outside corner for strike one. So a 1-1 count now. Yanez hitting from the right side against the lefty Carver. Out of the stretch now is Carver. Takes a look at Randall, comes home. That one's the opposite way, and that one also falls for a base hit. Stop sign by the third base coach, Quentin Crandall, as don't want to risk it and be too aggressive with a gimpy Randall. So back-to-back base hits to start the game. Gives the runners at the corners for Ray Mendoza, the Southland leader in RBIs. Had 60 on the season. Picking up hit number 63 is Yanez, one of three Cardinals to have over 60 hits, and they're all in the 2, 3, 4 holes today. Mendoza, first pitch, left on left. Slider misses outside. So 1-0 count now. Demons playing double play depth. Will concede the run here early. Corner is in. Back-to-back sliders. That one's in for strike one. So the runners at first and third. Randall at third. Yanez at first. 1-1 out of the stretch. Deliver home from Carver. Fastball down the middle at the knees for strike two. Might have been a little inside, as we are not in the press box today. We are out in the bleachers on the first base side. So 1-2. Fouled away, back netting. Staying alive is Mendoza. Long stare at the bat. Back in the box is Mendoza. Back foot on the corner. Is in on the plate. Back of the box. 1-2. A slider. That one's lifted down the left field line. Slicing foul. And that one gets to the burn. Long run from the left fielder Elkins. So he'll track back to left field. Still a long fight from Mendoza. Jimmy DeLeon on deck. Wind is picking up here. 1-2. High fly ball. It's behind the plate, and that one is out of play. Hits over our heads. So yet another foul ball by Mendoza keeps the count at 1-2. First two have gotten on base hits for the Cardinals. Mendoza trying to win the fight here. 1-2. Carver comes set and delivers home. That one misses upstairs. Good leave from the lefty from Eagle Pass. Randall's still at third. Yanez at first. No outs. 2-2 delivery from Carver. That one's lifted into left field, slicing from left center back to left. Elkins will throw home, and able to tag safely is Randall. So it looks like that leg has been tested here early, and it's holding up okay. So a sac fly from Ray Mendoza gives the Cardinals the early 1-0 lead here in Lake Charles. RBI number 61 for Mendoza, and sac fly number 6 on the year for Ray. First pitch outside to Jimmy DeLeon. Senior hitting .352 leads the way in hits and batting average for the Cardinals. 1-0. That one's poked down the right field line. That will get foul and into the Northwestern State bullpen. So one out here in the bottom of the first. Cardinals with a 1-0 lead. 1-1 outside, so the count goes to 2-1. Cardinals making Carver work here in the first. 2-1. Fastball just off the plate. So a 3-1 count, another hitter's count for the Cardinals. DeLeon from El Paso, Texas, another El Paso native on deck. And he'll give the bat to his playing partner in Cameron Croat on a 5-pitch walk. So runners now at first and second for UIW. And Cameron Croat comes to the plate, holding on to a 13-game hitting streak. 8th in the conference during conference play with batting average hitting .359. And that will draw a mound visit for Northwestern State. Cal Carver, accompanied by the pitching coach and his catcher, Bo Willis. Home plate umpire, Colby Vidrine, comes to the mound, listens to the conversation, trying to break up that meeting. And that's the end of that meeting. Umpires for today: Vidrine behind the plate, Marcus Evans at first base, Denny Buckland behind second base, and Eric Thompson at third base. That is our umpiring crew for the Southland here in the opening game of a double elimination bracket play. First pitch to Croat into center field. Tagging is Yanez, going from second to third. DeLeon will stay at first. So Crope moves Yanez over to third. And with 2 outs, runners are back at the corners. And now a 2-time All-Southland honoree, Alec Carr at the plate. Carr playing third base today. Senior hitting .304, first team utility player in the Southland. Backdoor slider in for strike one. Yanez at third, De Leon at first. 0-1 count to Alec Carr with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Already one across. Trying to look for more. Back-to-back backdoor sliders. And counts at 0-2. Cardinals have gone with a leave early, trying to steal a runner home with 2 outs. Let's see if they do it again. Carver comes set. De Leon goes early. Carver will step off and throw to second. They're going to try to get De Leon in a rundown, and they've run him down, and they're going to say he ran out of the baseline and not safe at home before called out was Yanez. So trying to steal a run almost works for the Cardinals, just a tad too late. So that ends the first frame. The Cardinals able to scratch one across on 2 hits. They leave one stranded here in the bottom of the first. So through one, a 1-0 lead for Caden Cassidy here in the opening game of the Southland Conference Tournament. You are listening to Cardinal Baseball on YouTube. Top of the second. Only one base runner got on base for Caden Cassidy. His last time through the order. So 5, 6, 7 hitters for Northwestern State are due up. Jake Hayes, Brock Holmes, and Bo Willis. Beautiful day here in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Early morning. Here 11:23 local time. Here just inside the Louisiana-Texas border, 82 degrees currently at Joe Miller Ballpark. Slight wind coming out of the east, going towards the west, just south, just a tad, 8 miles an hour. Feels like 86 degrees with the humidity at 66%. Probably one of the better times to play baseball is right now or at night. Ground ball just inside the third base line. Nice backhand and throw over by Carr. So he makes up for his error in the first with a good play to start off the second. That retires Hayes on 1 pitch. And Brock Holmes to the plate. The junior batting .220. Getting his 30th start of the year. Getting his 38th appearance for the Demons. First pitch outside for ball 1. Check swing, chopper slowly fielded by Cassidy. And quickly there are 2 outs here in the top of the second. So ball hit off the end of the bat to Carr. Nice backhand and throw across the diamond. And then a check swing going inside on the righty was Cassidy. couldn't hold up was Holmes. So 2 ground outs here in the second. First pitch just outside. Might have missed a tad low to Bo Willis, the catcher for Northwestern State. 1-0, that's also downstairs. 2-0. Cassidy has worked that bottom of the zone well. One thing you want to do at this ballpark is keep it low. Team that likes to hit home runs with Northwestern State. Big cut there from Willis. Comes up empty. 2-1. Fouled out of play. So it counts at 2-2. The strike away is Cassidy from a 1-2-3 inning. 1-2-2. Lifted down the right field line. Giving chase is Earhart before it's out of play. Not a lot of room in foul ground. It's open until just about the infield ends. Then it starts creeping in towards that outfield line. Kind of just slowly slanting in. So a lot of foul ground for the infielders to work with, not a lot for the outfielders. 2-2 out of the zone. So a full count to Willis. Fouled away. So the payoff pitch will have to be thrown once again. Gray Rowlett on deck. 3-2, 2 outs here in the top of the second. Deep breath from Cassidy, throws it. This one's popped up, foul territory, and Croat looks it out of play once again. So good fight here from Bo Willis. 233 average for the junior catcher. And this is a hot shot just over the glove of Carr. That one gets into the corner. So it'll be the first hit of the game with 2 outs. And it's a 2-out double for Bo Willis. A hot line drive past the hot corner right over the glove of Alec Carr. Would have been a spectacular grab to end the frame and give Cassidy a 1-2-3 inning. But no harm done just yet. 2 outs now. Runner on second. First pitch to Rowlett. Misses low. First baseman for Northwestern State. Hitting .261. Getting his 40th appearance, 39th start of the year. 1-0. This one's poked down the right field line. Trying to get towards it is Earhart. Not in time. He bare hands it. And a back-to-back doubles evens the game at 1 here in the bottom of the second, or top of the second. So 2 big 2-out hits for Northwestern State here in the bottom of the lineup. That'll bring up the 9-hole hitter now with Reese Lipoma, the center fielder for Northwestern State. In from the right side, and a quick meeting between pitcher and catcher as Caden Cassidy and Hernan Yanez talking to each other, and before home plate umpire Colby Vidrine could get out to Yanez and the mound. Yanez is on his way back. So Lipoma, sophomore, hitting .258. With the runner at second. First pitch at the knees, outside corner for strike 1. So just after Cardinals scored 1 on 2 hits in the first, Northwestern State has 2 hits here in the second. almost the same exact spot, just a different call. 1-1 count now. Cassidy takes a look at second, delivers home. That one misses outside. Cardinals asking where that one missed. Ryan looks at the dugout. Must have said something. Might have told him it was a little outside, possibly low. Randall backhand throw. Then he goes to third, trying to get the runner there at third. Was not going to be able to get Lapoma at first. Has lots of speed. So 3 hits, all with 2 outs. Back to the top of the lineup for Northwestern State. 2 doubles, 1 single, all by the 7, 8, 9 hitters. And so Jeffrey Elkins, who reached on an error by Alec Carr on a slow chopper to third, his first time up, swings, lifts this one into left field, and shy of the warning track is Ray Mendoza to make the inning out. So 1 run on 3 hits, 2 left stranded here in the top of the second. The Demons able to even this game up at 1 as we go to the bottom of the second. You're listening to Cardinal Baseball on YouTube. So the Cardinals scored 1 in the bottom of the first. Quickly, just a half inning later, the Demons respond with 1 of their own. 6, 7, 8 hitters due up for UIW after the first and third. Tried to steal a run home play, did not work in time. De Leon was in the rundown for quite a long time. Just not quick enough was Yanez at third base, but that leaves off the inning for Alec Carr, who was down 0-2 in the count. Something head coach Ryan Schatzberger has done in those first and third situations when their hitters get down 0-2. So the righty Carr faces the lefty Carver to start the second. First pitch, swinging, pops this one into center field, tracking back at the track, and just shy of the wall was the center fielder and Reese Lapoma to make the play. So a good barrel there on the first pitch from Alec Carr. 400 across center field. .400 spans just wider than the batter's eye. First pitch to Jamie Ritchie, outside for ball 1. Ritchie in that DH spot, batting 7th today, batting .300. 1-0 popped up, and that one's out of play. So 1-1 count now. Ritchie previously transferred from University of Louisiana Lafayette, just down the road. Have to go a little bit further from San Antonio. Coming to Lake Charles, and that one's through the 5-6 hole. A diving stop, but no play for Jake Hayes. Was able to keep it just near himself, but it's the 3rd hit of the game. Both teams with 3 now. This one comes with 1 out, and Wilson Earhart to the dish. So another left-on-left matchup. Earhart last year a third-team All-Southland player. Demons playing to shift, shows bunt, pulls back as that one misses high and tight. So a 1-0 count. So now after showing bunt, the third baseman is just about even with the bag, playing a couple steps back. They'll swing away here and a line drive right at the second baseman, and they double up the Cardinals. So Carver sees the minimum, and they erase the 1 out single by Jamie Ritchie on a 4-3 double play. Not freezing enough was Ritchie on the line drive as Wilson Earhart barreled that ball right at the second baseman. And instead, Stewart gets out of trouble here in the second with the double play. So through two, a 1-1 score between Northwestern State and UIW. You're listening to Cardinal Baseball on YouTube. So 1 run in the first for the Cardinals, 1 run in the second for the Demons. Has us at an even score through 2 innings. And last time Caden Cassidy pitched against Northwestern State, it was a 11-5 victory for Incarnate Word. It was a very close game between the two teams going into the 8th. It was a 3-2 lead. Incarnate Word scored 2 in the top of the 8th, responded by 3 in the bottom of the 8th, making it a 5-5 game. Had to go extra innings before Cardinals put up a 6 spot to win 11-5. And in that 6th inning, Cameron Croat had the go-ahead single, scored Alec Carr from second, and then the wheels kind of fell off the pitching staff for the Demons, walking in 3 straight runs. Yanez was hit by a pitch right after Earhart walked in that 3rd run, and then Ray Mendoza also walked in a run to finish that inning, and the scoring at 6 for the inning. First batter here in the 3rd flies out to Ray Mendoza. So 3 out, 3 flyouts to left so far for Cassidy as he faces the 2-3-4 hitters here in the 3rd. Michael Daltalo, one of those flyouts to left. Up 2-0 in the count. That one misses low. So a 3-0 count. First time Cassidy has gotten down in the count like this. Pumps in a strike there. A good strike thrower is Cassidy. Doesn't walk many people. Has had some trouble with hitting batters. This one on the 3-1 just past a diving Randall. So a base hit with 1 out for Daltalo. He goes to 1 for 2 today, and it's the first time the top of the lineup has gotten on base with a hit. Elkins able to get on base due to an error by Alec Carr. So now it's Dante Stewart, who ended the first inning That one just misses outside. Fastball looked really good from where we're sitting. And back-to-back out of the zone. So a 2-0 count. Stewart flew out to left field. This one into center. Freezing on it was Laster there. He makes the catch as the throw gets away from the second baseman. Could not be fielded by Cassidy, but no advancement from Daltalo. So 2 flyouts for Stewart. Once to left and once to center. 2 flyouts here in the inning. Has us 2 outs. As Jake Hayes, first pitch in the zone for a strike. Batting .328 on the year. Swing and a miss there. Down 0-2, grounded out to Carr, his first time to lead off the second. Cassidy trying to strain another base runner. 0-2. Fastball possibly a little bit high and out. So the count goes to 1-2. Daltalo at first. Longer pause by Cassidy. Delivers home. 1-2 line drive. Out of play. Over the first base dugout. Breeze looks to be coming into the hitters from right field to left field. 1-2. Pitch home, swing and a miss, strike 3, the second strikeout for Caden Cassidy. That strands one more runner at first base, and he gets himself through 3 innings, still with a tie ball game at 1 apiece. You're listening to UIW Radio on YouTube. (9-1-2) due up here in the third. Cal Carver saw the minimum in the second inning, despite a single by Jamie Ritchie. A third hit for the Cardinals today. Could have been 4, if not for the second baseman, Dante Stewart. Line drive was right to him off the bat of Wilson Earhart. That ended the frame for UIW. And last time the Cardinals faced Carver, they didn't fare too bad. Carver went 6 innings pitched, gave up 3 runs, 2 of them earned on 4 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Very similar start to the game here in Lake Charles this time. As a left-on-left matchup between Laster and Carver. He tries to bunt his way on. This one's popped over the netting and over the top of the bleachers. So 0-1 start for the center fielder for the Cardinals. Senior hitting .266. Getting his 34th start. Did not start the year in the starting lineup. Back half of the year has been a mainstay in the outfield as he grounds out up the middle. Good play by the shortstop for Northwestern State to make the play. So Hayes delivers the throw to Rowlett for the 6-3 putout. And back to the top of the lineup, Grant Randall. Double down the right field line. And tried to replicate what he did in the first. Being able to come around and score as well. First pitch outside to him. 1-0 count now. 1-0 high chopper at the plate. Hayes has to field on the run, throws him out. And if Randall has his full speed, he might be able to beat that one out. Still not a full 100% as he lightly jogs off the field. So back-to-back ground outs to short here in the third. Brings up Hernan Yanez, who hits from the right side. That's the first pitch, miss high for ball one. That's a line drive over the shortstop of Hayes. Turns first hard, but stays there at first base. Knocks him down for a second hit of the day, both singles. So he's got 2 of the 4 knocks for UIW. And with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third, Ray Mendoza comes to the plate, trying to do damage once again. Sac fly his first time up, able to score Randall from third on a first and third situation. With no outs, first pitch slider for a strike. Carver has gone to that slider quite a bit against Mendoza. .305 hitter on the year. Has played in all 52. Has only missed 1 start. Quickly down 0-2 in the count is Mendoza. Deep breath as he digs in. Carver comes set. Short lead at first for Yanez. Delivers home. This one's a jam shot up the middle and just into shallow center field. Hayes makes the catch for out number 3. So Carver leaves a Cardinal stranded in the third, and we're a third of the way through. It's a 1-1 game between the number 2 seed and the number 5 seed. You are listening to UIW Baseball on YouTube. Top of the fourth, a 1-1 game so far through 3 innings. 1 run on 4 hits, no errors for Northwestern State. 1 run on 4 hits, 1 error for UIW. And the last time Caden Cassidy went up against this very exact lineup, pitched very similarly to Cal Carver, went 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, both of those being earned. Only gave up 3 hits, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts. Did hit 2 batters in Natchitoches. So he actually pitched giving up 1 less run. Both of them giving up 2 earned runs. But a very tight game there in game 1 that went the Cardinals' way. before the Demons took Game 2 and Game 3. They're at their home ballpark. 6, 7, 8 hitters due up for Northwestern State. First pitch out of the zone. Second pitch right at the bottom of the zone for strike one. So 1-1 count to Brock Holmes. Check swing, ground out to Caden Cassidy, his first time up. Big cut there. Fouled out of play. So a 1-2 count to Holmes, who leads off the fourth. Pitch there. That one misses outside. Giannis gets up out of the stance, reaching for it. So count even at 2-2. Deep breath out of the stretch. Out of the windup, and that one's fouled out of play. So stays at 2-2. Holmes was 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a walk there in that game. That game 1 on Friday night versus the Cardinals. 2-2 again. That one misses high. So the count runs full. Leadoff guy has not reached on a hit, has once reached on an error, and that's the third strikeout for Caden Cassidy. He retires Holmes to lead off the fourth in a big full count strikeout. It's the third one for him today, all 3 of them swinging. Now is the part of the lineup that did damage there in the second inning. That had 3 straight hits, and this one's deep into left field, back at the wall, and that ball is over the scoreboard. Bo Willis with his second extra base hit of the ball game, had a double in the second, came around to score, and he touches them all here in the fourth inning with a home run out to left field. So Northwestern State takes their first lead of the game. Five hits so far for Northwestern State. 3 of them extra base hits. 2 were back-to-back doubles as Gray Rowlett sees first pitch strike. The next one is out of the zone for a ball. Next one fouled into the mitt of Hernan Yanez. So a 1-2 count. 2-1 game now in favor of Northwestern State. Changeup in the turf, a fully AstroTurf field here at Joe Miller Ballpark. 2-2. This one's popped up, shallow, playable for Earhart, and he drifts under it for out number 2. So that brings up the 9-hole hitter now. Not a lot of ground outs on the day so far for Cassidy. 3 strikeouts so far. 6 flyouts, only 2 ground outs today through 11 outs, and looking for out number 12 against Reese LaPoma. He's down quickly 0-2. Changeup just misses low and outside. Good spot there from Cassidy. LaPoma reached on a single his first time up. Fastball a little bit higher, same spot on the outside corner, does not get the call. So from 0-2 to 2-2. Another deep breath from Cassidy. Slider is popped out of play. Poma playing center field. Long pause, another deep breath, and pitch from Cassidy. Slider on the back foot. Runs too far. So a full count now. Leadoff hitter on deck. Jeffrey Elkins. 0 for 2 today. Payoff to La Poma. And that one misses just low and outside. So a 2-out walk by Cassidy. Only his first walk of the game has made Northwestern State earn it. So back to the top. Pulling the ball was Elkins both times. A big hack there at the first pitch. Comes up empty, 0-1. This one's into center field, tracking hard is Laster. He's going to have to let it drop right in front of him. So back-to-back reach with 2 outs. Elkins gets his first hit of the game. Northwestern State had the 2-out rally in the second with 3 straight hits. 2 straight have reached. Now with 2 outs, looking to tack on more after a 1-out solo blast by Bo Willis. Left on left matchup. First pitch out of the zone. Second pitch popped up, playable, just on the outskirts of the infield, and Randall makes the grab for out number 3. But Northwestern State able to take the lead here in the top of the 4th. Bo Willis 2 for 2 today, scoring both runs, this time on the solo home run. So it's a 2-1 lead for Northwestern State as we go to the bottom of the 4th here at Joe Miller Ballpark. You're listening to Cardinal Baseball on YouTube. Meat of the Cardinal order due up here in the 4th. 4, 5, 6 hitters, Jimmy DeLeon, Cameron Croat, and Alec Carr to the plate as the Cardinals locked up the number 2 seed for the tournament, going 14-10 in conference play. Needed the win versus Texas A&M Corpus Christi on Saturday to lock it up. It went to the final day of the regular season to figure out where everyone would end up. Nichols locked up the regular season title with a win and a UIW loss on Friday. They beat UNO as the Cardinals lost game 2 to the Islanders. But were able to take the series as the first pitch is outside, but a called strike to the dismay of the Cardinal faithful. Cassidy was not getting that call last couple innings. That one misses high. So a 1-1 count to Jimmy DeLeon, who reached on a walk on 5 pitches his last time up. 1-1. Inside, popped away. So a 1-2 count now to DeLeon. had a 10-game hitting streak snapped when he went to Corpus, has had 2 double-digit hitting streaks, one of 12 at the beginning of the season and one of 10 just recently. Reason why he has a batting average of .352 coming into the game here on the season. Ground ball just past a diving third baseman. So the second time Jimmy DeLeon has reached. This time it's on a single. The leadoff man is aboard, just like they did in the first when they were able to score their first and only run so far. So that's the 5th hit against Carver today. So the hitters have done a little bit better against the starting pitching this time around. The more times you see a pitcher, the more likely things are going to go the offense's way. As the first pitch, hit and run, and just unable to catch that one in foul territory was the first baseman, Gray Rowlett, trying to go with a hit and run there on the first pitch. Looked like DeLeon got a good jump, but Croat could not lay off or get it on the ground. Luckily, it was a pop-up that was in foul territory. So 0-1. DeLeon still in the blue part of the turf. They're at first. Long pause from Carver. He comes home. Slider misses outside. 1-1 count. Croat currently on a 13-game hitting streak. Pick off to first just to keep DeLeon there at first, keeping him honest. Still 1-1 count. Croat center field was able to move Yanez from second to third with 2 outs. Fouls this one into the netting. So a 1-2 count for Croat. No outs here in the bottom of the 4th. DeLeon at first. Down 2-1. Carver comes set. Quick delivery home. Line drive just foul. Just missing the netting. Only wraps around towards the dugouts. Netting does not extend past the dugout. Covers all the stadium seats here at Joe Miller Ballpark. 1-2. That one, fastball high and away. So count goes even at 2-2. Croat hitting .292 with runners on base. 2-2. This one's popped up. Shallow center field. Playable and making the grab on the run in was Reese Lipoma. So back-to-back times, Croat has flown out to the center fielder. So Alec Carr at the plate. Had a long fly ball just shy of the warning track his first time up. Oh for 1 today. Lots of varieties on deck. Backdoor slider, or back foot slider, excuse me. In for a called strike. Oh, 1 quickly going is DeLeon on first movement, and he is picked off. So a 1-3-4 put out. Second time DeLeon caught out on the base pass. First time on a first and third play. This time trying to steal on first movement. Carver able to see that as a lefty and continue to go towards first. And seems like every time there's an aggressive move on the base pass that does not go the offensive way, the next pitch ends up being a bite back in the foot, as Alec Carr able to put that one into center field for a base hit. So what could have been first and second with one out is just back to a guy on first with one out. So Jamie Ritchie at the plate. This one up the middle, misses Carver. The shortstop's throw to first is in time. Looked like he might have gone to second, instead goes to first. Ritchie is retired at first on a good play by Jake Hayes up the middle. A long and off-balance throw by the shortstop retires the DH and retires the side here in the fourth for the Cardinals. So no runs on 2 hits, 1 left stranded for UIW. Through 4, the Demons lead 2-1 here in Lake Charles. You're listening to Cardinal Baseball on YouTube. To the top of the 5th, a 2-1 lead for Northwestern State. Cardinals kicked off the scoring in the first with 1, and then runs in the second and 4th inning for the Demons, both being crossed by Bo Willis. 2 for 2 today, double and a home run scored on the back-to-back double from Gray Rowlett. And that has us where we are going into the 5th. 3, 4, 5 hitters due up for Northwestern State. Cassidy has done a good job against the top of the lineup. It's been the bottom of the lineup that has gave Cassidy some trouble, and quickly down in the count is the starter for UIW. 3-0 count now to Daltalo. And he sees a strike there, so a 3-1 count. 1 for 2 today. A fly out to center and a single in the 3rd. 3-1, and that one just misses low and outside, so a leadoff walk by Caden Cassidy. Only his 2nd walk on the day, and it's only the first time the leadoff man has gotten aboard for Northwestern State. So see what they can do with the leadoff base runner on. 4-hole slider there. That one's in the turf. 1-0 count now to Dante Stewart. Fly out to left field and a fly out to center field. Has hit the ball hard both times. Fastball right at the knees. Great spot there from Cassidy for a strike. 1-1. Daltalo at first. Short lead. That one just misses outside. Fastball staying away is Cassidy. 2-1 count now. He comes set at the belt line. Pitch home and a big cut and miss by Stewart. So a 2-2 count. Cassidy still working here. Some slight movement in the Incarnate Word bullpen with Ryan Slotzhauer, a lefty, working up and moving. Fastball high and outside. So the count runs full for Cassidy. 3-2. Jake Hayes, the 5-hole hitter on deck, 0 for 2 today. Short lead by Deltalo. Payoff pitch. That one's lined into center field. And back at tracking was Warren Laster. Kind of froze on the line drive. And another hard out for Stewart. But it's an out either way. So 1 out now after the leadoff walk. Jake Hayes, a ground out to third his first time and struck out his second time up. First pitch out of the zone. (1-0) could not trigger there on the fastball, low at the knees and for a strike. So a 1-1 count. Still a short lead from Deltalo at first. No real threat to steal here. Swing and a miss. Got a piece of it into the catcher's glove for strike 2. So a 1-2 count now. Cassidy comes set at the belt. Delivers home. That one's poked into right field. Drifts back is Earhart. And that's out number 2. So another fly out for Cassidy. And that's the second out of the inning. So after back-to-back flyouts, this time to center and then right field, brings up Brock Holmes. 0 for 2 today with the ground out back to the pitcher and a strikeout. First pitch, backdoor slider for strike 1. So 0-1. Deltalo still with a short lead. And quickly down 0-2 is Holmes. So 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. It's a 2-1 game. Cassidy trying to strand one more base runner. Off is Deltalo. The throw to second. One hop, and he is gunned out. Hernan Yanez catches another one stealing. That's number 30 on the year. And that ends the 5th frame for Northwestern State. So one reaches on a walk and erased on the caught stealing. Another 0 on the board for Caden Cassidy. Going into the bottom of the 5th, a 2-1 deficit for the Cardinals halfway through this first game of the Southland Conference Tournament. You're listening to Cardinal Baseball on YouTube. (8-9-1) due up for the Cardinals here in the first game of the Southland Conference Tournament. Double elimination. First game was a play-in game yesterday between McNeese and Texas A&M Corpus Christi. A 4-0 win for the Cowboys eliminates the Islanders. So the Cowboys will play in the nightcap against the regular season title winners, Nichols State, the first time they have won the Southland regular season in program history. And the number 2 seed Cardinals down by 1, 2-1 to the 5 seed Northwestern State here on Wednesdays. It's the highest seed in conference play since moving to Division I for the Cardinals, going 14-10 in conference play. 28-24 on the year. That's the most wins since 2019, where they had 37 wins under Pat Hallmark. 0-1 chopper fielded by the shortstop on the second base side as they were shifted for Earhart. And Jake Hayes makes the play once again. So leadoff man is retired. Back-to-back lefties to start the 5th with Wilson Earhart and now Warren Laster. He also grounded out to Hayes his first time. Playing in, trying to defend against the bunt is the third baseman, Michael Del Talo. First pitch is out of the zone. So 1-0 count for Warren Laster. Shows bunt, and that one's pulled back. So a 2-0 count. Senior from Pearland, Texas, multi-sport athlete. Was a wide receiver at Manville High School. 2-0, not swinging there. 3-0 count. First time Carver has gotten in a 3-0 hole today. Showing bunt. Almost an automatic pullback on 3-0. Just trying to see a strike from Carver. Able to get that. So a 3-1 count now to Laster against the lefty Carver. Now one's on the inside corner. So the count runs full. Grant Randall, top of the lineup, on deck. Fiddling with the glove is Carver. Payoff pitch. This one poked at the shortstop. Hayes on the run. Throw is in time. So 3 straight ground outs to Hayes there at short. He's got 5 putouts on ground outs today. He's also caught a fly ball in shallow center field. So he has been busy today and fielding his position very well. So 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 5th. Grant Randall at the plate. 1 for 2 today. Doubled and scored in the first. And grounded out to the shortstop Hayes. First pitch out of the zone. Second pitch, same spot. Missing upstairs. Two-0 down the heart of the plate for strike 1. So 2-1 count. 280 hitter on the year is Randall. JUCO product, as that one not to the benefit of his delight. Inside corner, catches a piece of the zone for strike 2. So now 2-2 count to number 2 with 2 outs. That one's poked into right field, and that will hang up just enough for the right fielder to make the play. Coliani makes the catch, and it's the first 1-2-3 inning for Carver. Second time he's seen the minimum versus the Cardinals. And after a run in the first, it's 4 scoreless innings for UIW. They only find themselves down 2-1 going into the final 4 innings here in Game 1 in Lake Charles. So we'll take a quick break from Joe Miller Ballpark. You're listening to Cardinal Baseball on YouTube. Pitchers duel so far here at Joe Miller Ballpark. A 2-1 game between UIW and Northwestern State. The Demons took 2 of 3 against the Cardinals on the year in Natchitoches. Cardinals won the first game 11-5, and Northwestern State took the next two 10-4 and 10-0. So far, only a 2-1 game, as the bottom of the lineup has done most of the damage. And the damage has come from Bo Willis, who stands on deck here in the inning. First pitch to Brock Holmes, who leads off the inning, was in the box when Daltala was caught stealing to end the fifth. So 0-1 moves to 1-1. That one is grounded to third, and flinging it over is Alec Carr for the first out of the inning. Still some slight movement from Ryan Slotzhauer, kind of in the pin, lightly throwing as needed. Cassidy has done a great job on the day. This is the only part of the order that has given him trouble, mostly from this guy in the box. First pitch to Bo Willis, out of the zone. Fouls this one out of play, 1-1. Had a 2-out double in the second as he led a 2-out rally with 3 straight hits, all with 2 outs. Laster able to get under and on the end of the bat from Willis to retire him for the first time on the F8. So 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the 6th. Cassidy continuing to work efficiently. Both pitchers have worked efficiently all day today. Pitch count is just at 100. And Gray Rowlett getting some instruction from his head coach, Bobby Barbier. Slotzhauer starting to throw a little bit more intently. Rowlett, the 8-hole hitter. Reese Lipoma on deck, the 9-hole hitter, before the Demons come around for the 4th time. First pitch, outside corner, 4-strike-1. Getting the call this time is Cassidy. 0-1 popped up on the right side, shallow right field, and making the grab as he loses his hat is Wilson Earhart. So a 1-2-3 frame for Caden Cassidy gets him through 6, only giving up 2, just like he did in the win versus Northwestern State in game 1 of their 3-game set. Can the Bats find their rhythm here with 12 outs to go? We will find out once we return to Joe Miller Ballpark. You're listening to Cardinal Baseball on YouTube. Bottom of the sixth, 2-3-4 due up for the Cardinals. A year after going 21 and 23, or excuse me, 21 and 31, went 9 and 15 in Southland Conference play, finished 8th of 8 teams. They were very good at home last year, 16 of their 21 wins at home, only 3 wins on the road. But they did fare well in the conference tournament last year. A little bit of a different format. 8 teams made the tournament. Played a regional and super regional format. So played a regional format to find out who the top 2 teams were. 2 4-team pools. Their pool was with McNeese, Northwestern State, and Nichols. Lost the first game to McNeese, but beat Northwestern State and Nichols before falling to McNeese a second time when they played the Northwestern State Demons last year at this very same ballpark. Much different story and a lot more high scoring. A 14-10 victory for the Cardinals on the bats of 6 home runs. So far today, only 1 home run it going Northwestern State's way as the 2-1s popped into right field. And on the track, but not over it, is Yanez as Coliani makes the first out. A couple balls for each team have reached the warning track as the wind gusting just a little bit, starting to circle around this field. Was blowing in from right field earlier. Now it looks to be blowing from left field to right field. As first pitch to Ray Mendoza, right at the knees for strike 1. So 1 out, 0-1 count to Ray Mendoza. And that one's a backside single for Ray. So his first hit of the game. It's the 7th for the Cardinals. Another base runner here in the bottom of the 6th. They've had base runners reach all but 1 inning, a 1-2-3 frame in the 5th. Carver has stranded most of them as he picks off to first. Back standing up is Mendoza. So now Jimmy DeLeon to the plate, who has reached both times, once on a walk and once on a single. Big lead from Mendoza as that one's upstairs for a 1-0 count. Ray has not stolen many bags on the year. 4 for 4 on the year though, as his right foot is just past the blue grass. Leans back and possibly getting to the attention of Carver as that one also misses upstairs. 2-0 count now. A walk his first time up, a single his last time up. DeLeon swings after that one, fouls it off. So a 2-1 count. Cardinals down 1. 1 run on 7 hits, 1 error, compared to the 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Northwestern State. 2-1. That one fastball upstairs, and it's a 3-1 count. Northwestern State's bullpen is blocked from our view. Looks like there's no one really working in that pen, as Carver has only reached his 75th pitch, and that's a walk for Mendoza, or for DeLeon, excuse me. So after Mendoza reaches on the single, DeLeon reaches for his 3rd straight time. And now with runners on first and second, another meeting with Carver. Only the first of the inning. They came out in the first after Carver got into a little bit of a jam. Only giving up 1 run after back-to-back hits, a double and a single to lead off the game for the Cardinals. And then a sac fly, walk, another sac fly that moved Yanez from second to third, and then could not get Yanez in on the first and third base running play. So that's the second meeting on the mound from their pitching coach. So now that brings Cameron Croat to the plate. 2 flyouts to center field. Has hit very well against Southland Conference opponents. 8th in the conference, batting over 300. 359 to be exact. That first pitch is up and away for ball 1. Alec Carr on deck. Singled his last time up, 1 for 2 is Carr. 1-0. Takes a look at Mendoza at second and comes home. Croat fouls it off. So 1-1. Seems like they have not been on time with the fastball so far. 1-1, 1 out. Runners at first and second. Trying to pick off there at second. Backsliding is Mendoza. Saw a pickoff versus Texas A&M Corpus Christi at second 2 times. Get away from the Islanders, leading to runs for the Cardinals. Not this time. 1-1 delivery home. This one's into right field. Slicing down the line. Under it, making the grab, is Coliani. And tagging from second to third is Mendoza. So second time Croat has moved a runner up from second to third on a fly out. So another sac fly for Cameron Croat. And first and third opportunity for Alec Carr. See what he can do here. Went after the first pitch his first time up, flew out to center. And last time, singled through the 5-6 hole. Swing and a miss at the slider. Comes up empty. So 0-1. Carr had 3 home in that 14-10 game. That tied a Southland Conference tournament record for the most home runs in a game. And swings over the top of 2 straight sliders. So down 0-2 is Carr. They go to that first and third. It already did not work. De Leon stays put. And just getting a piece of the slider this time is Carr. Goes off the catcher, Bo Willis. Shaking it off. So Mendoza at third, De Leon at first. Tying run, 90 feet away. 0-2 to Carr with 2 outs. Running is De Leon late. He went late this time. AC fouls it off. So stays at 0-2. And now Willis is going to give out first and third signs. In the case of a stolen base opportunity. Slowly creeping is De Leon. He sits. This one lined into left field, freezing on it, and coming in to slide and make the grab is Jeffrey Elkins. So a hard shot by Alec Carr, and it carries just enough to Elkins as he goes all the way down to the ground to make the catch. keeps it at a 2-1 game going into the 7th. So a good one to start off this Wednesday in the Southland Conference Tournament. Northwestern State 2, UIW 1. You're listening to Cardinal Baseball on YouTube. So Caden Cassidy still on the bump for UIW. He's kept the Northwestern State Demons at bay so far today, only giving up 2 runs on 6 hits. Has not walks on the day, 2 pitches. And just before he could get started, umpire called time. 9-1-2 due up with Reese Lapoma, reaching both times, once on a single and once on a walk. Goes after the first pitch. This one's lifted into shallow right field, and right on the line is Cameron Croat to make the out. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Cassidy. So it's back to the top of the lineup. And Slotzhauer has been up and moving for UIW. But 2 straight zeros on the board for Cassidy has kept him just in the bullpen and not in this game. First pitch to Jeffrey Elkins. Misses out of the zone. 1 for 3 today is the Demon left fielder as he sees the next one in for a called strike. Able to make the sliding grab against Alec Carr to keep it at a 2-1 game. So a 1-2 count now as he fouls this to his third base coach. Deep breath from Cassidy. Change up that one outside. Even at 2-2. Cassidy comes home with the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Strikeout number 4 for Caden Cassidy. Has let his defense do most of the work, but able to punch out his 4th Demon of the game. And 2 up, 2 down here in the 7th. Now the 2-hole, Gabe Coliani. 0 for 3 today, 2 flyouts and a strikeout his first time up. First pitch in for a called strike. This one's hit, but way foul. So quickly down 0-2 is the left-handed hitter playing right field today. Cassidy's command has been there all day today, trying to get his 2nd straight 1-2-3 inning. This one's lined into center, and Warren Laster is right under it. Did not have to move a tad. So 6 straight retired for Cassidy. A 2nd straight 1-2-3 inning. And it's time to stretch here in Lake Charles. A 2-1 lead for Northwestern State here at Joe Miller Ballpark. You're listening to Cardinal Baseball on YouTube. 9 due up for the Cardinals, trying to chase one. They started off the scoring in the first, but since it's been all Northwestern State on the scoreboard with one in the second and one in the fourth. So Jamie Ritchie will lead it off for UIW. 1 for 2 today, a single and a ground out. Grounded out to short his last time up. Wilson Earhart and Warren Laster 0 for 2 with two ground outs. This one's a pop fly down the right field line, and it's slicing foul, and it is out of play. Coliani on the move was tracking it all the way as that wind continues to blow here, has picked up as the game has gone on. A southwest coming out of the northeast, 6 miles an hour, has been up to 8 and 10 miles an hour. So nice cool breeze as it is 85, mostly sunny. Humidity does not make it feel that much worse. 49% humidity, 88 degrees is what it feels like. 2-1 count now as slider just misses. Fastball chopped right at the plate. Reaches the dugout of UIW on the third base line. So the count is even at 2-2 to the leadoff hitter for Incarnate Word here in the bottom of the 7th. One hit already today for the DH. This one off the end of the bat towards the third baseman. Fielded cleanly, and throw is in time to retire Ritchie. So 5-3 put out for Carver. Starts off the 7th. So 7 ground outs today for Carver. Has really made his defense work, and nothing his defense can defend there as he hits Wilson Earhart on the elbow on the first pitch. So with 1 out, another base runner on base for the Cardinals. This time Warren Laster will come to the dish as Wilson Earhart is at first now. Throw over to first to keep Earhart honest. Earhart 4th in the conference in conference games for on-base percentage. Getting on base at a mark of .460. Was tied for second in walks with 22 in league play. Tied for 6th in hit by pitches with 6. Was tied with teammate Hernan Yanez. After being hit by that one, so hit by pitch number 7th moves him in a time for 4th during league play as he continues to check out his right elbow. Luckily, his non-throwing elbow. First pitch was a strike to Laster, so an 0-1. Running is Earhart. Good pitch to run on. He is in there safely and will go no further as the throw was low. Trying to pick it was Hayes. And no further for Earhart to move. So a stolen base for Earhart gets him into scoring position now with Warren Laster at the plate. 1-1 count now. Stolen base number 7 on the year for Earhart in 10 attempts. 1-1 to Laster. Slider, 2. So a 1-2 count now to the Cardinals center fielder. 2 ground outs to short. Hayes playing up the middle, holding on Earhart. A big 5-6 hole for Laster to poke it through. This time he goes towards the second baseman, pulls it. So a 4-3 put out gives Carver his second out of the inning. But the runner goes to third, 90 feet away with 2 outs. And the top of the lineup at the plate. And head coach Bobby Barbier is going to make a move to the pin. Carver responsible for Earhart there at third base. And Northwestern State is going to go to the pin as the lineup turns over for the 4th time. Not wanting to see Carver for a 4th time. So Randall will come up with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th, trying to tie the game for the Cardinals. So we'll get you the new pitcher from Joe Miller Ballpark when we return. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. 2-1 lead, runner at third base with Grant Randall at the plate. You're listening to Cardinal Baseball on YouTube. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Wilson Earhart represents the tying run just 90 feet away at third base. Cal Carver's day is done. Able to chase him after 6 2/3 innings pitched. Cardinals got 7 hits against him, but only able to move 1 across. He would be responsible for the run of Earhart if he were to score. But they go to a right-handed pitch. 7, Chase Prestwich, a sophomore, pitching for Northwestern State on the year. 4-4 record with 1 save and 55 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 35 runs, 33 of them earned on 47 hits, 25 walks, 65 strikeouts. Has a 5.34 ERA. First pitch to Grant Randall in for a called strike. 1 for 3 on the day is Randall. Hitting .250 with 2 outs, .213 with runners in scoring position. That one's just outside for ball 1. Hitters against Prestwich, hitting .242 with runners on base, .197 with 2 outs. This one's popped up, playable, looking into the sun, and making the catch in foul territory is the second baseman. So Dante Stewart makes the catch to retire Randall, and Chase Prestwich gets his job done, leaving the runner stranded 90 feet away. So through 7, still a 2-1 advantage for Northwestern State here at McNeese State. So we'll take another quick break as we head to the 8th inning with Caden Cassidy still on the mound for UIW. You're listening to Cardinal Baseball on YouTube. Caden Cassidy still on the mound for UIW. Has gone 7 innings pitched, giving up only 2 runs, both of them earned on 6 hits, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. 3 of those 6 hits, extra base hits, those 2 doubles. And the decider right now is a solo home run in the 4th inning by Bo Willis. So the 3, 4, 5 hitters due up for Northwestern State here in the top of the 8th, starting with Michael Daltalo, right-handed hitting third baseman. First pitch in for a strike. Second pitch outside for ball 1. 1 for 2 on the day with a walk. 1-1's popped up. It's going to be in the infield for Jimmy DeLeon to make the grab. So another leadoff man for Northwestern State retired. Leadoff man has only gotten on once, and that was in the 5th inning. Since then, it's been 9 straight retired. They were able to erase him on a caught stealing. First pitch in for a strike. Next pitch high and away for ball 1. So a 1-1 count for Dante Stewart, 0 for 3 with 3 flyouts, has hit 3 baseballs on the barrel, just right at Ray Mendoza and Warren Laster. Good pitch once again from Cassidy. Does not get the call. So a 2-1 count. That one does miss outside, as Yanez had to reach for it after setting up for it away. So a 3-1 count now to Stewart. JK is the 5-hole hitter on deck. And a big cut and miss, trying to give an extra insurance run on one swing was Stewart. Instead, he comes up empty. It's a full count now. Cassidy out of the windup. And a good spot once again. Yanez was ready to throw it down. Does not get the call. Home plate umpire Colby Vidrine saying it was outside. So the first time Stewart has reached base. This one on a walk. So 1 out, base runner for Northwestern State. First pitch out of the zone. Possible pitch out by Yanez. And Hernan Yanez goes to the mound and asks for Schatzberger to come with him. So head coach Ryan Schatzberger out to the mound for the first time today. Stewart 5 for 6 on stolen bases today. Pitch count at 120 for Cassidy. So being extended, has pitched well all year despite only having a 3-2 record. As Schatzberger says, gives them the best chances to win on multiple occasions. It's been a part of a lot of Friday nights that were just no decisions based to the Cardiac Cards coming back and having 6 walk-offs at home, 5 of them on Friday nights. 8 of 11 comebacks coming on Friday nights as well. The 1-0, outside corner for strike 1. So a nice hard fastball once again by Cassidy. Has not lost any steam through 7 1/3. This one poked out to right. Drifting back and making the grab is Wilson Earhart for out number 2. So another fly out for Cassidy. And the DH, Brock Holmes, will come to the plate. Slotzauer still ready to go in the bullpen. And he might come in if Bo Willis were to come to the plate this inning. First pitch in for a strike to Brock Holmes. 0 for 3 today. Strikeout and 2 groundouts. Last time being a groundout to third in Alec Carr. 0-1. Fastball just missed outside. Trying to bring it back in was Yanez. 2-time Buster Posey catcher watch list is Yanez, senior from San Luis, Arizona. That one does miss outside. Really working with Cassidy, trying to keep him going as he is well over 100 pitches. 2-1 count now to Holmes. This one lined into center field, fading towards the right center gap, and under it again is Warren Laster. So Cassidy is continuing to do his job. 4 straight zeros on the board for Caden Cassidy. Through 8, he's only given up 2, but the Cardinals remain down 1. They've got 6 outs to get 1 run, possibly 2, to take their opener here in the Southland Conference Championship. So you're listening to Cardinal Baseball on YouTube. We'll be right back. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Top of the lineup, ready to work for UIW. On the mound still for Northwestern State is number 27, Chase Prestwich, a guy they faced in the win UIW got versus Northwestern State. Prestwich went 3 1/3. Gave up 5 hits, 7 runs, all of them earned on 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. They scored 2 against him in the 8th before being charged to 5 of the 6th in the 9th. First pitch out of the zone, second pitch swing and a miss by Hernan Yanez. As the 2, 3, 4 hitters are due up here in the 8th. If there's any time to do it, it's right now for UIW, a team that has been so good with their backs against the wall. Can they do it once again? 2-1, outside again, 3-1 for Hernan Yanez. 2 for 3 today with 2 singles. Batting from the left side this time against the righty, Prestwich. Fouls this one off, so the count runs full now. 2 today with an RBI sac fly. Was left stranded at third in the 6th. Up to the first baseman, and taking it himself is Gray Rowlett for the first out. So up 3-1. Yanez unable to connect on the 3-1. And a hard ground ball just right at Rowlett. So now Ray Mendoza's turn with 1 out. Cardinals have had the runner with 2 outs. Just have not been able to get him in, as it's back-to-back 3 unassisted, as Ray Mendoza pounds this one into the ground. So 2 quick outs for Prestwich, and Schatzberger going to make a meeting with De Leon before he gets to the plate. Cleanup hitter for Incarnate Word, trying to get something. First pitch inside by Prestwich. De Leon has reached on all 3 at-bats. A walk, a single, and a walk. This one into center field, and backtracking is the center fielder. Reaches for a 4th time. His 2nd hit of the game. It's the 8th for the Cardinals. And can this be that rally? So the first base runner to reach against Prestwich. And now Cameron Croat trying to do what his junior college teammate and UIW teammate did right in front of him, which was get on a base hit. Swings through the slider on the first pitch, so 0-1 count now. De Leon, good sizable lead, another slider there. That one misses low and away. Good take from Croat. Has been just under the ball with 3 flyouts today. 2 to center, 1 to right. This one's off the end of the bat, a squibber, and able to maintain his composure is Prestwich. So he makes the play, flips it to first, and that strands De Leon there at first. So to the 9th we go. It's a 2-1 ball game. Northwestern State leads here in the first game on Wednesday of the opening round of the Southland Conference Baseball Tournament. You are listening to UIW Baseball on YouTube. What's broke, don't fix it. Caden Cassidy on for another inning. Head coach Ryan Schatzberger extending his Friday night starter here on Wednesday afternoon. Has thrown 127 pitches. Has been every bit of impressive. Deserves the win just as much as Cal Carver does right now. He's going to try to go for another scoreless inning. He'd be 5 straight after giving up the solo homer to Bo Willis, who leads it off here in the 9th. This one's poked into left, and it's going to be playable for Mendoza, sliding right before the wall and just out of the reach. Almost making the grab was Ray Mendoza, just off the edge of his glove. Looked like he possibly got a glove on it right in front of the padded wall. So a long strike for Willis. 2 for 3 with a home run and a double. Flew out to center his last time up. 1-1. This one's up the middle, and that will be a base hit. So that's his 3rd hit of the game to complete the cycle. And And with a base runner on, head coach Ryan Schatzberger is going to make a mound visit, which will likely do it, as Slotzhauer has been throwing what seems like since the 5th or 6th inning, and he is going to make the change to another left-handed pitcher. So what a performance by Caden Cassidy, a standing ovation from the Cardinal faithful. 8+ innings, only 2 runs given up. He is responsible for the man on first base. See if Ryan Slotzhauer, the other lefty pitcher, can keep it at a 2-1 game going into the bottom of the 9th, looking for their offense to get some late heroics once again. So we will step aside before we reintroduce yourselves to Ryan Slotzhauer. No outs here in the 9th. Runner on first. 2-1 game. Northwestern State leads. You're listening to Cardinal Baseball on YouTube. Ryan Slotzhauer takes over for Caden Cassidy after the Friday night starter went 8+ innings, only giving up 7 hits and 2 runs earned, 3 of them versus Bo Willis, who reached on a single to start the 9th. So now it's the lefty Slotzhauer's turn. On the year for Slotzhauer has been newly introduced to the starter role after Isaiah Zavala went down, has been the Saturday night guy since the Northwestern State Series. On the year, getting his 19th appearance, most of them coming out of the pen, only 3 of them being on starts. 26 innings pitched, has given up 22 runs, 21 of them earned on 19 hits, 18 walks, 26 strikeouts. Batters hitting .209 against him, as he holds a 2-2 record and a 7.27 ERA. First pitch is downstairs, as Gray Rowlett is going to be pinch hit for. Hill Cole at the plate, squared around to bunt the first time, does it again his second time, right back to the pitcher. Only play was at first. So a sac bunt from Cole Hill. That moves Willis to second. So now with 1 out, the 9-hole hitter Reese Lapoma, who is 1 for 2 today, reaching twice on his 3 plate appearances. A single walk and a foul out to Cameron Croat. Squared around to bunt, pulls it back for ball 1, excuse me. Top of the lineup on deck with Jeffrey Elkins. Swinging is that one, 1-0, and Laster able to come in and make the catch. Line drive that just hung in the air was roped by Lapoma, but a good break on it by Laster, coming in hard. And that saves an insurance run for the Cardinals. So now 2 outs, top of the lineup, back at the plate. 1 for 4 is Elkins against Slotzhauer. Left on right, First pitch out of the zone for ball one. Lamar Cardinals are in the building, in the stadium, watching the end of this one as they are just about set to take on New Orleans. 2-0 count now to Elkins. Winner of this game gets the winner of the Lamar and New Orleans game. Loser of both of those games play each other. 2-0 and for a called strike. So a 2-1 count now. Slotzhauer comes set at the chest, looking at Willis at second, and misses high and outside for ball three. On deck is the left-handed hitter, Gabe Coliani. Still looking for his first hit today. 3 flyouts and a strikeout for Coliani. But first, Elkins. 3-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball blown by Elkins. So the count runs full. Runner in scoring position. Slotzhauer trying to strand him and keep it at a 1-run game going into the 9th. 3-2. Delivery home. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Ryan Slotzhauer gets the strikeout. Strands Willis at second. And we go to the bottom of the 9th. Can the Cardiac Cards make their appearance here in Lake Charles with another comeback victory and a walk-off winner here on Wednesday afternoon? You will find out when we return from Joe Miller Ballpark. 2-1 lead for Northwestern State going into the final 3 outs. You're listening to Cardinal Baseball on YouTube. So Alec Carr will lead it off in the bottom of the 9th, followed by Jamie Ritchie and Wilson Earhart. 1 for 3 today are both Carr and Ritchie. And 0 for 2 is Earhart. First pitch in the zone for strike 1 from Chase Prestwich. And quickly down 0-2 as that one's fouled off the catcher. Carr hitting .391 as a leadoff, .305 on the year. Cardinals need a base runner. 0-2. That one's chopped. Carr has speed, fielded by the third baseman, and it's bobbled. So Carr reaches on the error. The leadoff man is aboard, just like it was in the first. They scored a run in the first. Leadoff man has not gotten on in the second or the third. Last time the leadoff man was on was in the 4th inning. And Schatzberger will call time to talk to Jamie Ritchie, the DH, who's 1 for 3 today. Singled his first time up in the second. Has grounded out to short and third his other 2 times. Squares around to bunt, pulls back for strike 1. Head went down as well as Schatzberger, so it looked like the sack bunt might have been on. So an 0-1, third baseman playing even with the back, showing bunt. Without time, he pulls back. Some changes defensively. Number 26 at first base. Going from third to first is Daltalo. And a strike two. Pulling back was Ritchie again. And it's Cole Hill. Baseman Gray Rowlett is now at third base. So now it's a 1-2 count, no outs. Runner at first is Alec Carr. He's going. Pitch is outside, double pump at the plate, and a stolen bag for Alec Carr. So who needs to sacrifice Carr over when he can just steal the bag? So the runner is at second now with no outs. They were able to manufacture a run in the first on a sac fly. Big hole through the 3-4 hole. Swing and a miss, strike three. So Ritchie is down on strikes. So it's as if he did get the bunt down. Could not move him over from second to third though. So now it's Wilson Earhart at the plate. Hit by pitch his last time up on the first pitch he saw. Laster on deck. First pitch chopped home. Jumping up and making the grab is Presswich. Carr moves to third. So once again, the tying run just 90 feet away. And Cardinals down to their final out here in the opening game. Double elimination. So they're not out of it if they can't get it done here. But Warren Laster, who tied the game versus ULM before they walked it off, is at the plate. He also had the walk-off winner in the most recent game. Their latest walk-off was by Laster. He can tie it with a single, can win it with a home run. First two out of the zone. So a 2-0 count. Randall on deck. That one misses high at the hands. So it's a 3-0 count. Prestwich one ball away from getting it to the top of the lineup with Grant Randall at the plate. 3-0 is same spot, but called a strike. Not happy are any of the Cardinal fans. Schatzberger has words for the home plate umpire as well. 3-1, and that one's outside. So instead of on 4 pitches, it's on 5 pitches. It's the walk. So now runners at first and third. The winning run at first base. And head coach Bobby Barber make a slow walk out to the mound. Was wondering if he had one meeting left or not. And so he does. So runners at first and third. Be interesting to see if the runners are in motion here. Trying to straight up steal and have Carr go home, because both Carr and Laster have speed. Carr picking up another stolen base on the year. That gets him to 10 on 13 attempts. Laster 7 for 11 on the year. You also just don't want to take the bat out of Grant Randall's hands. So first pitch in for strike one. Slider there. Carr at third. Warren Laster down by one. And slider in on the hands, fouled off the netting. So quickly down 0-2 is Randall. They went with a first and third steal earlier in the game in the first inning. Could not score the run. See if they do it here. Presswich comes set. No runner. And a swing and a miss from Grant Randall. So 2 more left on. And 3 of the last 4 innings, the Cardinals leave the tying run just 90 feet away. So Northwestern State takes the game. They win 2 of 3 in the series earlier in the year, and they take the 4th game, the first one here in Lake Charles, 2-1. They score 2 runs on 7 hits, no errors. Cardinals losing effort, able to score 1 run on 9 hits, 1 error. So the Cardinals will have to go through the losers bracket the rest of the way. A team that has had its backs against the wall all season. A team that was picked to finish last, in dead last, the 9th team in the Southland in the preseason, finished 2nd in the regular season, but drops the opening round game to Northwestern State 2-1. So they will go to the losers bracket, and they will face the loser of this next game between Lamar and New Orleans. Lamar the 3 seed, New Orleans the 4 seed. They will play here at 2:30. So UIW will play the loser tomorrow morning, same time as today, at 11 a.m. game. And if they win, it will be a busy Friday and Saturday for the Cardinals. So in a losing effort, a great performance by Caden Cassidy, going 8+ innings, only giving up 2 runs, 7 hits, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. They had 3 of those 7 hits come off the bat of Bo Willis, a triple shy of getting the cycle. He led the charge in the second with a 2-out rally as the 7, 8, 9 hitters go double, single. Willis scoring on the double of Rowlett to tie the game after the Cardinals scored 1 in the first after a double single, a sac fly walk, sac fly, and then a caught stealing by Jimmy DeLeon, only able to get 1 across, not 2, as Yanez was just a hair late. And then down the stretch, after a 4th inning solo home run by Bo Willis, Cardinals had chance after chance, leaving a runner on third in the 6th, a runner on third in the 7th, and runners at first and third in the 9th to lose 2-1. Cal Carver picks up win number 7 on the year. Presswich gets his 2nd save of the season, as Cassidy's loss moves him to 3-3 in a great pitching effort. But here on Wednesday morning, UIW opens up the Southland Conference tournament with a 2-1 loss to the Demons. They'll have to climb all the way back through the losers bracket if they want a chance to extend their season and possibly go to a NCAA tournament regional. So I'm Sam Kamen from Joe Miller Ballpark saying see you tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Cardinals will play the losers between New Orleans and Lamar. Be sure to tune in 10:45 pregame and 11 a.m. first pitch. Should be a busy week for the Cardinals as they try to claw their way back after dropping the first game to Northwestern State 2-1. So we will see you guys tomorrow here on YouTube. You've been listening to Cardinal Baseball on YouTube.